Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever it is where you are. Welcome to Can Be Well's weekly wellness encouragement Facebook Live. Oh, this machine is talking to me. Okay, there we go. My name is Dana Luebke. I'm a member of the uh, Bio Can Be Well leadership team. And I'm also a brain gym instructor and a movement exploration instructor and a dancer. And today I thought I'd talk about how balance is part of our wellness. And in uh, balance, when I say balance, I mean both physical balance and emotional balance. But I'd like to tell you a bit of a story about how balance has affected me in my life. So I'm a dancer, and before I did any kind of bioenergetic wellness modalities, I had a career as a dancer. I danced with the Royal Winnipeg Ballet. Um, and physical balance is very much a part of dancing. And I had worked very hard to achieve good balance. I could balance on one leg, I could turn on one leg, I could balance on one leg up on the ball of my foot. I worked really, really hard to do that. And as I started doing some of my own choreography, I wanted to be able to balance in all sorts of unusual positions. But I found it to be quite a struggle. If I wanted to balance with on one leg, with my head stretching down to the ground and my leg up in the air, um, it was really easy to fall over. So I worked really hard at it and eventually was able to get a, a better and do some of these choreographies that I created for myself. I think I was just trying to find the balance in my life and came to a point where I knew I needed to rebalance my life. And I took a brain gym course, and I think I've described um, what happened when I did that. It did change my life. Um, and my life went on, and I continued to dance and perform. And I got to a conference, and we were exchanging information from different kind of modalities of working with bioenergetic wellness. And one person said, "Hey, I've just learned how to integrate the vestibular system. Would you be interested in doing a balance to integrate the vestibular system?" And I said, sure, that would be really interesting. So as an example, I did a movement that was quite difficult, and yeah, I wobbled all over and fell over. Couldn't hold my balance in an upside down kind of position very well. And we did this balance. Um, During the balance, we went through some of the kind of movement patterns that children go through uh, before they learn to walk. And then as they continue to do them as they're toddlers, spending a lot of time on the floor. And it was amazing because at the end of it, I could stand on one leg with the one leg up in the air and my head, down on the ground. And that was really exciting. Well, I didn't really know how much my whole system had changed until we came to do a performance uh, in a community, in a theater, and we were supposed to have a theater technician there to set all the lights. Now, what I neglected to tell you is that not only did I work really hard to maintain my balance, but I also get up on high ladders to set lighting instruments, balancing on the ladder and fixing the lights and focusing them for a performance. Um, I would get down off the ladder after doing that for an hour, and my pants would be soaked with sweat just because the anxiety that I was working through. Um, as dancers, we learn to work through all of our physical pains uh, because I did not feel secure on the ladder. So we had made a rule that I did not set lights on a day when I was performing because then that took so much energy out of my legs that I needed for the performance. But in this particular case, we had a high school student that they had brought in to do the lighting for us. And they had a great big, we call him a cherry picker, that, was probably, I don't know, 16 feet high that went right up into where the lights were hanging. And he climbed up into this thing, and I could see he was shaky. I could just feel it because I knew what that felt like. And I watched him struggle to hang a light, and I thought, this is going to take hours, and we don't have hours before the performance. I'm just going to get up there and do it. I know my balance is better now. And my theatrical partner said, Dana, come on, we don't do that. And I said, don't worry, I'll be fine. I climbed up the cherry picker, and it was amazing because I was leaning out over the edge, on the rail, so I was safe, but I was able to do that, which I never would have been able to do before. I hung the lights. I was perfectly fine. I got back down, and my legs were solid, and I had not had any anxiety or nervousness about it, and I thought, wow, that balance really helped. So what I learned was that the improvement in my vestibular integration. So vestibular system means the system in your inner ear, which you use for balance, and also probably the proprioception in my ankles and other parts of my body had been fine-tuned to be able to balance with stability in a relaxed way, without trying extra hard, without struggle, without extra effort. I could just do it because the system, like my gyroscope, had been tuned. Just like you tune a musical instrument before you play it so that it will sound good, our physical bodies also need to be tuned in order to move efficiently, effective, and with ease and joy. So that was really great. But it gets even better because fast forward another 10 years or so something, and I was doing more training in another bioenergetic wellness technique called rhythmic movement training, which also actually works with some of those developmental movement patterns and what we might call developmental reflexes. Sometimes now they're called primitive reflexes. So some of them are postural reflexes, all kinds of reflexes. But these are automatic movements that we do from the time we're born. Actually, even in utero, they start. And they train our body how to coordinate. And by the constant repetition of these movements, we gain the strength that we need to be able to first crawl on our tummies, then crawl on all fours, and then actually have the stability stand up, and then to walk. So if those reflexes are not integrated into the brain-body system, however, they become automatic responses to some kind of sensory stimulation. So that could be stimulation of our movements or stimulation from the environment. Tactile was the word I was looking for. So you all probably have experienced touching a baby's palm, and it squeezes your hand, and you think, oh, that baby likes to hold my hand. Well, no, actually, the baby at that point isn't thinking about liking holding anybody's hand. It's just learning how to use its fingers. And the stimulation of the pressure of the fingers on the palm causes those fingers to curl. Now, eventually, the baby's done that so many times that it develops the strengths, and then it's bored with having to repeat that because now it knows that lesson, and it moves on to another movement lesson. So I was taking this modality or discipline called rhythmic movement training, and we were working again with some rocking movements on the ground. And I didn't have any particular goal about improving my balance anymore, but we were once again fine tuning the whole brain body system, the neuromuscular coordination of our bodies. And I spent 4 days doing this in Montreal. I went back home. I went to the studio to start my dance practice. And normally I would work on limbering up my body, but also getting my balance tuned up, practicing standing on one leg, turning on one leg. It was a warm up process. But I went to do an exercise, lifting up one leg and stretching it in different directions. And I didn't even have to think about my balance. It was there. Furthermore, I was breathing easily. I was relaxed. It was like it was just there. I didn't have to work for it. It was such an amazing experience and so joyful to just be able to do these movements that I'd practiced many times and could do, but always with a lot of concentration. And this allowed me to do it with ease. So one of the things that we can achieve through working with bioenergetic disciplines is by fine tuning the relation between our nervous system and the rest of our body. We can move with more ease and joy. And of course, that brings about more balance in our If if it doesn't take so much effort to do our movement, and also if we're able to move without fear of falling, fear of losing our balance, um, feeling unsteady on our legs, worrying about climbing stairs or looking up at a tall building or looking down at an escalator descending in front of us, if those kind of things make you feel uneasy getting in an elevator, um, yeah, perhaps what you simply need is a little neuromuscular fine tuning, a little vestibular system integration, proprioceptive integration, and there are several bioenergetic wellness modalities that can help you do that. So I encourage you, if this sounds like something you'd like to pursue, to go to canbewell.org and check out all the different kind of practitioners throughout Canada that do this kind of work. I think I've got maybe 1 minute left, so I just wanted to say, um, I spoke about how this can really help well, it can help anybody, but it can help even if you think you're very physically fit. It can help you take your sport or art to another level, because when we can perform our sport or art with ease, we can get to that next level where it becomes real art. And now I find myself working with a lot of elderly people, whatever you want to call them, 55 plus. Maybe some of you are in that age group, and you may find that moving is becoming less easy. You may find yourself less sure of your balance. You may even be afraid of falling. You may be thinking you need to have some kind of aid. Um, I can tell you a quick story. I was working with in a seniors home, and I had a whole bunch of people, and in came this woman with her walker. And she told me she was from Hungary and that she didn't speak English very well. And I told her, that's fine. I'm sure we can communicate. And we started doing some of the exercises sitting down. And I went to move her walker away from her chair so that it was easier for her to move. Like, she said, no touch, no touch, no move, no move. I said, that's fine. And we started working with the feet, and I helped her get her shoes off. I helped her do some of the processes that we do to help to wake up all the muscles and the proprioceptors in the feet. And just to speed ahead a little bit, the fourth session that we did, these were group sessions we did together. She came in, she put her walker to the side of her chair, and when it came to practice standing up, leading from our heads and sitting down with ease, she stood up without her walker, without using her hands to push on her legs or her chair, and she walked to the center of the classroom, to the applause of everyone in the class. There are, the brain is so, the brain can always learn. We have this neuroplasticity, this flexibility in our brains that allows us to create new synapses, new neural networks, learn new patterns to the moment we die. So that old idea that an old dog cannot learn new tricks is, well, it's a lie. I won't say the word I was going to think of, but it's science has proved that it's not true, and science is now proving that the energy work we do in bioenergetic wellness works. So you have a great day and a great week, and I hope you'll come visit us again. We have these little talks every Thursday at it's 11 p.m. Mountain Time. 11 a.m. Mountain Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.